Hello friends, in this video we'll be talking about the autosomal DNA results, predicted phenotype traits, and even ancestry results of an Anatolian Neolithic farmer man from Turkey. This individual's Y-DNA is G2A, and his mitochondrial lineage is T2B. Let's find out the time frame when he lived. He lived in 65 to 62 centuries before the Common Era, that is the Neolithic period in Anatolia. And where is he from? Let's take a look. This is where he is from. He was living in this region of Turkey, very northwest of Turkey, in the Neolithic. Let's go ahead and explore his results with my trait predictor. We're gonna start with noshacot results. So for noshacot, this is what he seems to be scoring. He is scoring, it looks like light brown or dark brown eyes, either light brown or dark brown eyes. Really low likelihood of any color lighter than hazel. There's a tiny chance of hazel eyes for him, but really chances are his eye color is light brown or dark brown. For hair color estimate, he's predicted to have black hair. Really low likelihood of brown hair, but it is possible, and everything lighter than brown is simply not possible for him. For skin color prediction, it looks like he's scoring dark or intermediate skin tone, although there is a slight possibility of light skin as well for him. And this is his predicted eye color with my web version of noshacot. And for hair texture, he's predicted to have wavy hair, although curly and straight hair is also very much possible, considering his autosomal genetics. Let's go ahead and check what he scores for the OCA2 blonde hair and blue eyes panel. So it looks like he does not have blue eye haplotype 1, does not have BH2, and does not have BH3. He does not have any of the blue eye haplotypes. Alright, quite dark in color. And now let's check his ethnic calculator results. So for the ethnic calculator results, this result is maybe not the highest quality. It was done with 310 SNPs, but if you only take into account these 310 SNPs, he is closest to an Egyptian pre-Ptolemaic mummy, followed by a Velikant individual from Kafkas, the Caucasus, followed by Erfurt Jew from Europe, followed by Chimera Caucasus mercenary, once again a mercenary of Caucasian origin, followed by Azerbaijan Neolithic farmer, followed by Svaneti Georgian, which is a single individual from Georgia, followed by two Turks. This Turk 2 in the reference group is based on two people from Turkey who are Turkish, followed by KRD003, which is the 11th Chalcolithic individual. So it's pretty Middle Eastern or like Mediterranean result, basically. Not Northern European, not East Asian, not Sub-Saharan African, not South Asian. Very Mediterranean looking result. Let's go ahead and check his polygenic risk scores, what he scores for that. It looks like for the polygenic risk scores, he's got a below average score for schizophrenia, an above average score for type 2 diabetes, a below average score for Alzheimer's, a slightly above average score for multiple sclerosis, 0 risk variance out of 4 for breast cancer, really good to see, 11 risk variance for testicular cancer out of 12, really not good to see, that's really atypical. But then again, it's a pretty low quality file, so we're gonna go ahead and explore his result for testicular cancer. We're gonna find out why he's scoring what he is. 4 risk variance for celiac disease out of 8, once again, really not good to see. Nothing was found for GSS, okay, and for Crohn's disease, 9 out of 18. Once again, this is really not good to see. So we gotta keep in mind of Crohn's disease, we gotta keep in mind of celiac disease, and we gotta keep in mind of testicular cancer. We're gonna look at this once we get to the monogenic traits. So it looks like he's got warrior genotype in MAOA and intermediate genotype in COMT. So overall, he's probably more warrior than not, more warrior than not in terms of his speed of dopamine reuptake. So he's got quicker dopamine reuptake, less dopamine in the system, advantages in stuff like stress resiliency, disadvantages in attention and motivation tasks. It looks like he's also got short form 5-HT-TLPR, just like most people. I'm not gonna go through all of this for mental health. I don't find it to be particularly interesting or captivating. It looks like he does not carry the European lactose persistence mutation. If you took an ancestry DNA test, they would say, hey, you're lactose intolerant. He is heterozygous for the empathy gene in OXTR, and it looks like he does not have type 1 diabetes. All right. For hemochromatosis, he's not a carrier for C282Y hemochromatosis mutation. He doesn't have hemochromatosis mutation in cis282 tier, although there's these two variations which are also pretty important, as important as this one when it comes to hemochromatosis prediction. It looks like he's got typical genotype, lower risk of multiple sclerosis, really good to see. Okay, no micro-P, good to see. Impaired muscle performance, likely endurance athlete rather than strength or power athlete. Good to see. Well, I don't know. Maybe not good to see. Impaired muscle performance, probably not good to see. 2 fat gene variants in FTOs are S9939-609, so it looks like he's predisposed to higher odds of obesity and sleep apnea. No variants for increased pain sensitivity in SCN9A, and no East Asian EZAR. Alright, he is also not a carrier of cutaneous albinism type 1B. I'm just skipping stuff that I don't find too interesting. And for testicular cancer, yeah, we wanted to see the testicular cancer result. So it looks like he's got some important genotypes for testicular cancer, actually. Out of those 12 that are found in the file, some are pretty important. He doesn't have genotype here, which is also pretty important, but these two are important as well. So it looks like he's got increased risk of testicular cancer if you take these into account, and you do have to take these into account because these are like the most important variations for testicular cancer risk. For leukemia, it looks like he's got lower risk of leukemia. Good to see. He's got this genotype, which is kind of atypical. 2 risk variants for leprosy. Definitely not good to see. We wanted to check celiac disease, right? So, wait, let's scroll back and see what we wanted to check. What did we want to check? We want to check Crohn's disease, and we want to check celiac disease. Yeah. So let's scroll back. Celiac disease, it looks like his risk variants for that are in CCR3 and IL-18R1, which are, I think, pretty uncommon actually. So that's definitely an uncommon genotype that he has. Now for Crohn's disease, okay, good news for Crohn's disease. None of the stuff that he was genotyped for is important. So his 9 out of 18 risk variants for Crohn's disease is not as significant as it could have been, because these 3, which are by far the most important variations for Crohn's, are not in the file. Okay, for Canavan syndrome, he doesn't have any risk variants, good for that. And for HIV, it looks like he's got one protective variant in this variation, which sort of protects the individual from HIV transitioning into AIDS, because HIV doesn't actually always transition into AIDS. Really good to see. Well, that's pretty much all there is to this individual. Thanks for watching my video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and you can download this file in 23andMe format from link which is in the description of the video. Goodbye.